Many spiritually aware people have a dream to leave the city life, to find a piece of land in order to be self-sufficient. And I had the opportunity just recently to stay on a farm just for a few days. Kim and Shelley, the couple who hosted my stay, were just such people. They followed their dream and came to the land, but had to learn through trial and error. They've talked to farmers, they've read books, they've researched, they've let the animals and the land teach them. And it has been a lot through observation and making mistakes that they can now share some of their wisdom and knowledge with us. We thank them. So in the quest for self-sufficiency, one of the first things we might focus on is having chickens. After all, the eggs are a wonderful source of protein and chickens are quite nice to have around. Attached to this article is an interview with Shelley, and there is a lot more to chickens than you could possibly imagine. So, okay, if I want to start up a chicken coop, what do I need to start with? Well, chickens would be good.
Yeah. No.
No, you need to build the
coop first and make it fox-proof. Because where you have chickens, you have foxes.
Yeah. And you've got trees and stuff in there.
I've got a big gum tree in there and an olive tree in there and a water tap because chickens have to have fresh water. And in the hen house, I've got an old bookshelf that was a small bookshelf like this long, right?
Oh, like a freestanding bookshelf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And nobody wanted it, so I took it up to the chook house, laid it on its back, and that's a section for each of them to lay in.
Do they actually lay the eggs always inside, or do they?
When they're new and they're pullets at point of lay, pullets are point of lay, they would
pullets
just lay
what?
Anywhere.
Point of lay.
Point of lay. Pullets.
How do you know?
They're little chooks that have grown up that are ready to start laying.
And how old are they when they're a
pullet?
pullet?
They'll lay anywhere from 15 weeks old to between 15 and 20 weeks old.
So, okay, so you've got your hen house. Where do you get your chickens?
When chickens start laying, they start laying between 15 and 20 weeks old. And then their first year, for the first season, they will lay every day. Right? Their second year, they will lay alternate days.
Okay.
And then, like their third season, you might get an egg every 2 days, or they might continue laying every other day. You know, it's just all depends on how good your chook is. A free-range farm where they went into their second session of laying. So he sells off his chooks that are going into their second year for $5. And when I brought them home, they weren't in real good condition, but obviously, as they got better fed and didn't have to fight, they relaxed and you get a few more eggs. No, they go off lay when it gets really cold. In winter, you don't get eggs. They go off lay.
No. So how long does a chicken live?
Well, when we were kids, we actually had a chicken, Snow White. She was a big white chicken, and I recall her probably being about 10. And Dad has had a chook that was about 8 years old.
But she wouldn't have, a 10-year-old chicken wouldn't lay eggs though, would they?
She did used to lay, but you'd only get 2 or 3 a week.
Well, that's still pretty good for an old grandma.
Yeah, and it all depends too on what you actually feed your chooks and how you feed them and what time you feed them.
Right. Are they liable to get foot problems in the winter?
Yeah, well, they get that little spider tick thing that's in their claws and their legs, and you dip it in oil, it stops it, it kills the tick that's in there. And also you get chicken dusting powder, which at night when they're on their roost and they're all docile. If we want to do anything with the roosters, we do it at night because they're docile and they're sleepy and they won't attack. The chickens really like their sleep. Sometimes they come up in the veg patch with me. If I haven't got lettuces and things like that, then I let them up in the veg patch and they'll scratch around and dig around and find worms and stuff like that. Sometimes if they're not being good and they just don't go straight in, and if I'm going out, like tomorrow night we'll go to table tennis, we'll leave here at 7. If they're not in, I'll chuck the grain into the hen house enclosure and then they'll all go in and I'll close the gate early. But see, we could go up there in half an hour, like it's 7:30 now, we could go up there half an hour and they would have put themselves away because the sun's going down.
Oh, I thought that you were throwing the grain in just to feed them, that it was an automatic thing. So you don't do it every... Oh, I see.
No, and on weekends when I let them out, I don't normally give them grain because they pick up all their nourishment through bugs and bits and all that around the garden.
Chickens do present their challenges. This little brown chicken was trying frantically to get to the food as all the other chickens were going to bed. However, she approached the coop from the wrong direction and got herself a bit lost. In her distress, Shelley had to rescue her.
You're not meant to be around there either. How did you get out? Hole in the fence.
Sorry, I'm filming you. And farmer's wife saves chicken.
Because they'll grab a bit of bacon rind. Pull it. Oh, he's got hold of the other end, and you can almost see it. It's so funny to watch them. It's lovely. And hens are really beautiful to watch. You know, the way that they rake around and talk and they're good. They're fascinating, really. It's nice to have them. I hate not having chooks.